there. This is chapter 3 review of Jeannie Allen's work, Get Out of Your Head. And again, chapter 3, the title is Spiraling Out. And this picks up right where she left off in chapter 2, where she was presented with this evil spirit, this woman that was saying, we're coming for you. And so she began to spiral out. And on the second page of the chapter, which is page 22, she speaks about the pits. And these are the pits that were presented by Beth Moore. And there are 3 pits. There's the pits that we get into. There's the pit that we accidentally slip into. And then there's the pits that we're thrown into. And so I want you to just think through some of your life experiences that were pit moments of your life and evaluate, were they pits that you yourself jumped into? Were they pits that you slipped into, or were they pits that you were pushed into or thrown into? One of the statements and sentences that really stood out to me was she said, none of the methods that I've been taught over the course of my life about getting out of a funk were working. I wrote down the question, what do you do when everything you know to do stops working? Even some of the things that we do in a natural sense that help us get out of a mood. One of my sisters, she's a shopper. And so anytime she was feeling, emotionally herself, she would shop and then it would make her feel better. And so when shopping doesn't do it for you, when whatever that thing you go to doesn't satisfy you spiraling out, then what do? And so it moves on into talking about distractions, and we all have distractions in our life. And oftentimes when we are having that season of those negative thoughts and toxic thoughts coming at us, we do that. We spiral out and we fall into distractions. And then one of the last sentences in that on that same page, again, page 23, it says, my thoughts seem to have control over me instead of the other way around. Because, we have the authority to captivate our own thoughts. Right. And so what happens when your thoughts start taking over and you feel like you lack control? And so these thoughts that we have coming to us, was it trapped or are those thoughts captured? And so when we're out of control, it's a trapped thought. It's not a captured thought. You have the authority to capture your thoughts. When you move on to the section that she talks about sinking fast, that's when, again, those 3 beliefs start to show up. Right? I'm helpless. I'm worthless. I'm unlovable. Right? And those toxic thinking cycles then give you a distorted view. And so there's a sentence that stood out to me. She even put it bold on page 24. It says, the danger of toxic thinking is it produces an alternate reality, one in which distorted reasoning actually seems to make sense. When the thing that is distorted makes more sense than what you know to be of God, that's when you have entered into a toxic thought process and cycle. And so the chapter ends on page 25. The last 4 words, I had a choice. I have a choice. I have a choice when it comes to my thinking, and I can capture those thoughts. So I want to hear your thoughts on chapter 3, Spiraling Out, as we move on to our next chapter, chapter 4, which I love the title, Breaking Free. I enjoy reading with you. And again, remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure that you like the videos, that you share them, you make comments, and don't forget to click on that alarm notification. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.